Okay, let's start again then. Good afternoon, my name is Tobias Traut. I'm working as Ecumenical Relations Officer for Bread for the World, which is a member of the ACT Alliance. And I will tell you now around 10-15 minutes about the role of the World Council of Churches and the ACT Alliance for our work as Bread for the World. So, my content, what will I tell you? Shortly I will make a short introduction about Bread for the World, what it is, then about the role of the WCC for us, then about the role of the ACT Alliance for us, and then about the challenges which I see there. So, first about Bread for the World. Who are we? We are a development agency, and we also have humanitarian aid, which is made by Diaconia Emergency Aid, DKH. It's an own brand, but it's part of our organization. We had just 1 year ago, in 2012, we had a merger. Together, we went together with the EED. So some of you might know us under the name EED. Now it's one organization. We have partner organizations in more than 100 countries and have more than 1,000 partner organizations all over the world. They are secular and church-based, both. And our finances, we have different sources of income. We have state money, we get a lot of donations, and we get also money from the church taxpayers. In our self-understanding, we are an ecumenical organization. This is really a part of our identity. So, one element of this is our membership structure. We are an organization which is founded by different churches. So we have in our membership United Churches, Reformed, Lutheran, Moravian, Mennonites, the Salvation Army, Baptists, Methodists, Old Catholic Church, and I hope I haven't forgotten anything. So it's a wide constituency which we have. And the ecumenical identity, I think, is also because of our history. After the Second World War, Germany and the German churches got a lot of help from the churches abroad, and also from the quite young, at that time, World Council of Churches. And in 1958, 1959, the churches in Germany decided, now we have gotten so much help, now we want to pay back and to support churches in other countries and people in other countries. And so they founded Bread for the World at that time. So, that means we are a faith-based, church-based organization with a global focus, and we have a lot of partner churches witnessing the gospel. So, how not to be ecumenical? We cannot imagine ourselves as non-ecumenical. So, then, about us and the WCC. The relation with the WCC, I told you, is since our beginning, and I saw in documents that from end of the 60s, there I saw that there were a lot of different concrete projects which we supported and collaborated with the WCC. And we got already the whole time a lot of impulses by the WCC. So there are two ways of our relations. The one is collaborations. So we have the status of a specialized ministry. We are taking part in different working groups and events. And so, for example, we are part of, we are working with WCC in AHIA, in the Ecumenical Water Network, in the Churches Commission for International Affairs, in issues of migration, climate, just and inclusive communities. So it's really a lot of different links which we have. And we do a lot of financial support to different programs and projects of the WCC. So, second point. So, why are we doing it? First of all, I told you already, we are part of the ecumenical movement. And in our understanding, the WCC is the heart of the ecumenical movement. Because it's the WCC who has the possibility to give free space for discussing issues. For example, AHIA, in our understanding, it's good that there is AHIA where the African churches can discuss the issue in Geneva in another free free room where there is not that where there are not that much like interests or where the tensions between the African churches are not so important than if it would be in an African country. Then second, that the WCC is a kind of multiplicator of ideas, and it's an organization who makes agenda setting in the ecumenical movement. So that's what we are doing here. It's also kind of agenda setting here in Busan. So, and what we get also a lot of impulses from the work which is done here at the WCC. And we think that a strong ecumenical movement is really needed. It's needed that the churches have a global voice, and it's needed for the aim that the churches empower and support each other. So, the next point is about Bread for the World and the ACT Alliance. First I have to say there's a huge difference between the WCC and the ACT Alliance to us, because in the ACT Alliance we are a member organization. So this is really our family where we take part in decision making. In the WCC we are only a specialized ministries. It's the member churches who decide what's happening there. And I think I would like to say the most important of the ACT Alliance for us is because it helps us to enlarge our own impact as Bread for the World. So, in humanitarian action, the appeals help us to have more impact with the resources that we got for our work in an advocacy field. You heard already this afternoon from Daniel. He made also the example for climate change and climate advocacy. So if we were just only the small national Bread for the World, who would listen to us in New York, in Warsaw, at the different events? I think nobody would listen to us. But if we are there as part of a global alliance, then we can really contribute. And then it's really a bigger impact than we would have as a single organization. And it's also, the impact is about capacity development. It's very important that the projects which we support, that they have a high quality, that there are specific standards, and that our partners do better work. And the ACT Alliance is a mechanism which contributes to that. Maybe impact, I would like to say also about where, from our perspective, still some improvement could be made, and this is in the field of development. There, I think we need some more time to discuss how we really can make common efforts as members to use the ACT Alliance as an instrument to enlarge our impact, and also in the field of public relations. There is still some to do. And what and maybe shortly also about where we are involved in the ACT Alliance. And this shows also that it's very an important part for our work. We are involved in 4 of the 8 advisory groups. We have founded 3 of 8 communities of practice. We take part in different country forums, even though we are at the moment thinking about really having a strategy there. It's not that good than it could be. And we take part in the appeals, and also our president is the moderator of the ACT Alliance. So then, what do we see now as challenges? First challenge is obvious, it's finance. This is a challenge for the WCC. We heard it yesterday in the plenary. And it's also a challenge for the ACT Alliance, because we don't see that there is a stable funding scheme. And it's similar like in the WCC. It's about the commitment of us, the members, why it's not stable. And where we have to look for, as members, what can we do to make it really work and to make it stable. It's not, sometimes it seems to me we are blaming the Secretariat for it. It's not like that, it's us. Second challenge is about the relationship between the World Council of Churches and the ACT Alliance. So how can they really work complementary? How can it be that they don't feel like competing organizations? In advocacy, who has which role? How the coordination can be improved? And also the cooperation on the national level sometimes could be improved. So there are sometimes what I heard about are tensions between the churches in the country and the ACT member country and the ACT member organizations in the country about who may take part in the ACT forums. What we think is important is that nobody there feels excluded, so that they feel that they have a common work there. And the third point is, what's also important, is building trust into all directions. So I would like to make also some conclusions in the end. So I hope you have seen, for us as Bread for the World, both are important. The World Council of Churches is important and the ACT Alliance are important because they are complementary. The ACT Alliance, these are the professional development in humanitarian aid guys. They have a clear focus on people in need regardless of their faith. And the churches, they have a broad focus or diverse focus. It's about the good news, it's about the room for spirituality, it's about witness of the churches to the world. The World Council of Churches has really a broader constituency than the ACT Alliance has, because it's the churches. And what the WCC makes, what ACT can't do, is that the WCC gives the theological reflection to the work which we do in development and in humanitarian aid. And what is the added value then of the ACT Alliance is that we are kind of the specialists and those who care for the high quality of the work. So we understand both as sister organizations. That means that they need to have the same headquarters. They have to be at the same place and not one in Africa and the other in Asia, or one in Asia and the other in Geneva. They have to be at the same place. But we think as well that they need to have a similar membership structure, so that the ACT Alliance members are all affiliated to the WCC or to the LWF. And also important that both are really present at each other's bodies. So we appreciate very much that ACT Alliance is so present here in Busan at the WCC Assembly. So, and that's it for now. And the video translation will finish, and you can also ask 10 or 15 minutes your questions. Thank you.